Hey dudes, do you like fun? And you're gonna love the core gameplay loop of this title. My name's Joe.
My name's Ed.
We're playing Hover, Revolt of the Gamers. So why don't you, well actually, I'll show you my guys first. This is my main guy, his name is Jope. This is my gang. It's called a team, I guess, but really they're a violent street gang and you can have multiples of them.
And
I named ours
Jesus.
G's. I was trying to spell GS for Game Soup, but I put too many E's in it.
Oh.
So this is my main guy. He's the one I started with, the only one I really leveled up. But I also made a lady character, and then you unlock the main characters in the game, and you can make palette swaps of the main characters. But this is the only one that I unlocked, and I didn't really play with these characters at all. So we're just gonna play as my main guy here.
Did you name them Green and Orange?
Yes, and Jope.
And Jope, right, of course.
So we'd like to thank the developers.
I'll go over that, since you're playing the game.
Yeah.
That would be the developers Midgar Studio and Fusty Game, as well as the publishers Playdius and Plugin Digital.
So thanks guys for providing us with a review copy of this title, and also apologies for not covering it for a few weeks or maybe even over a month since we received the copy, but I've been playing the shit out of the game. I played it for about 15 hours and I still haven't beaten the game because whenever I start playing the game, instead of doing the missions and stuff, usually I do basically what I'm doing right now.
You just end up running around.
I just run around because the control is so fun to just do over and over. Actually, here we can I'll show you a mission that I did though.
You know, the same thing happened to me in Crosscode. I just ended up running around and fooling around and not actually doing any story missions or anything.
We can do a mission here. This is a race mission.
What's the okay?
Sorry, I skipped a bunch of the dialogue, but there's oh shit.
Why don't you explain what kind of game this is? I don't think we covered that yet.
It is a parkour racing and sports, and it's mostly about having fun and parkouring, I would say.
And that's the main thing?
Pretty much, yeah. And you have to it has a lot of elements of Jet Grind Radio. Actually, they tried to recreate pretty much every element of Jet Grind Radio, even where I think it wasn't necessary, which we'll talk about later. Oh yeah, that one sent you the other way. Shit. And like Jet Grind Radio had some races in it when you had to recruit your new characters, and had the cops chased you, which they tried to recreate in this, which that's one of the things I'm not 100% on the way that they recreated that. But we will talk about that when we get to it. And also there's spray painting, which is done pretty well in this. So you have to tag certain areas with your graffiti. You have to cover up the posters that are anti-fun. The story of the game is that the government, I guess you'd say, has made it illegal to have fun. So we are a team of rebels who are trying to spread the word of fun and continue having fun.
That's incredibly outlandish.
It's a little bit, yeah.
And the only way to have fun is to risk your life jumping around buildings, yes?
Yeah, we do all kinds of gang activities, such as racing and playing game ball.
Game ball was also banned because it's too fun. It looks like it also has Tony Hawk elements.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that. It's kind of a mix, a little bit of a mix between Jet Grind Radio, Mirror's Edge, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, and a little bit Warframe too, just because of the parkour. I'm gonna say that this game does parkour better than any other game that I've played, which is saying a lot because I've played a lot of those kind of games and I really enjoy this type of control. And it controls a lot like Mirror's Edge actually. You press the R trigger to jump and the L to slide, which is kind of the basic control of Mirror's Edge.
This is a really long race.
Yeah, I guess it does.
Are you just racing against yourself?
Yeah. It's just a time trial. You see at the top where it says time left 37 seconds?
Yeah, it started at like 180 or 160.
Yeah, something like that. What if I fail the race? That would be embarrassing.
I don't know. Looks fun though.
Yeah, this is the most straight race. This is the most speed-based race I think that I've encountered in the game. There's races everywhere in this game.
So do you increase your speed by leveling up or buying a gear? Or?
Yeah. Yeah, you level up, and as you level up, you get more slots.
Okay.
To equip these things called chips, and these chips, some of them increase your speed, some make your jump better. Oh, I'm actually gonna fail the race. That's embarrassing.
Oh no. Was that the last one? Yeah.
Yeah, and my character is actually built for speed too, so it's extra embarrassing. But we're not gonna try that again. So, oh yeah, this guy, he never says anything anyway, so we actually didn't miss any dialogue. But I can show you the leveling. I guess we can do the leveling system now. So we can see all my chips here. You have to go to team for whatever reason to see all your chips. I actually just dusted a bunch of my chips, which I will show a little bit later. But
wait, also the menu controls.
Yeah, the menu controls. There aren't any D-pad, or there aren't really any controller controls. Actually, everything is with a mouse. So I'm going to grab the mouse here so we can do this a little bit easier. But if you don't use the mouse, you see I'm using the analog stick to move a mouse around. So they didn't program in any controls for the UI. So that's actually kind of annoying. But the game is really fun, so I forgive it for the most part. So you can see these are the chips that I've obtained. Most of them are pretty high level chips because I've played the game for a long time. But so we've got, this one is speed, and I got a bunch of those. The red ones are the top level chips, and then depending on the color is the level of the chip. So they increase your speed by up to 10% is the highest chip, and then you can get like a shitty chip. It'll be called like a cheap ionic thruster, and that will give you only like a 5% boost. So that's kind of what you start with. And these segments here on your little skill tree here, if you put the same one, if you match the same type of chip with each other, then you get an extra boost to those chips. So you can see I have a double grind here and a double speed here. This one, if you put either a jump or a speed chip, it gets another boost to it. So I threw a jump chip on there. Yeah, so my character is obviously built for jumping, grinding, and speed. I found the other stuff to be kind of boring. These are the things that affect your movement in the game, really, the most.
So this is the skill tree of the game.
Yeah.
Or for this character, at least.
One critique that I have of it is that if you want to replace one of these, like if I click on this to replace it, the sealed upgrade can't be recovered. You actually destroy the chip if you want to upgrade it. So I'm not going to show you that because I worked pretty hard to get these chips, but if you want to replace that, you have to destroy this one and put a new one in, and they're not replaceable.
You have to find them again?
Yeah, you'd have to find another copy of the same chip if you wanted to replace it, which I actually did last night. I was playing around with, I got a bunch of hacking because I wanted to open some of the chests. There's certain chests that you can't open unless you have a high level of hacking, and my hacking level was 0, so I equipped a bunch of hacking chips, but I had to delete a bunch of my good speed chips and other kinds of abilities in order to do that. And then I had to re-equip other chips to go back to the type of character that I wanted to have initially.
And how long does it take to grind up those chips back to a good level?
Well, you don't level up the chips. You just have to find new chips.
Oh, okay. So I see. So you have to still find them all, but you don't have to give them experience and have them level up or anything.
Right.
But why do they destroy when you take them out? That was weird.
Yeah, I think we just locked for a second there. Are we still recording? Yeah.
Yeah. So why do they destroy? I mean, is there a good reason for that you can think of, other than to set you back?
So that they can give you a lot more of them, because you get a fuck ton of those chips.
Okay.
During the game, but you don't get a whole lot of the high level ones. So by the end of the game, you really don't want to be destroying them.
Oh, we're a host? Does that mean we're hosting this server?
Oh yeah. The game is actually online, so there are other players running around and doing missions, and we can join and play with them, which I don't do that often, but you can do it if you want to.
Yeah, it's like an MMO, in a way.
Kind of, yeah. We're hosting, but there's actually nobody else on our server because we're playing in. This is the last area of the game. Oh yeah, the rewinding.
Oh, there's that? Okay.
So yeah, if I fall off the edge here, oh no, I screwed up. No, it's going to take me forever to get back up here. Just kidding. You just press the B button and you rewind, not time, but you rewind your character, your position.
Okay.
Which is really, really useful. As you can see, I'm using it constantly here.
Is that infinite? It looks infinite.
Yeah, you can rewind about 10 seconds. I'm not really sure how far you can rewind, but I never have a problem with rewinding back to where I want to be. So that's a pretty awesome feature, and it allows them to develop the level design in a much more vertical way. They can make the levels really, really vertical if they want, because of the rewind. If you fall down, there's really not any punishment because you can just press B and back up.
Fish bones flavor.
Yeah, that's food for a pet. You see that big-eared pink thing that's following me?
Yeah, that's your pet.
Yeah, you can feed them, and I'm actually not really sure what the benefit is to doing that, but I can show you that you can do it. Check this out. Where the hell is he? Oh, there he is. So you can click on him, and then you can feed him. I'll give him a squashu flavor.
So you give him a chip.
And see, it makes him happy.
Okay.
If you feed him these food chips. That's the only reason that you get these food chips, is to feed the pets. So we can feed them contaminated water flavor.
That sounds safe.
Yeah.
It's got to do something though.
And
cardboard, not cardboard. Cardboard.
Oh, really? Is it spelled wrong? I didn't see that.
You know, like.
Come on, get clicked on. Oh, I think his bar is too full. He can't eat anymore. But he has a 17% happiness.
All right.
And they just give you different kinds of bonuses. I used to actually have the top level of this guy, but I think I deleted him by mistake somehow. Somehow he got deleted. I don't know how it happened. Maybe I scrapped him by mistake, or I deleted it off of my skill tree. But this is a decent level one, but it is not the highest level one. So I was pretty sad when I realized that I had accidentally deleted him. So here's another fun thing about the game.
Yeah.
You can bounce really high.
It doesn't kill you.
No, you don't take any damage when you fall from very high distances.
Is there a health bar anyway? I don't even see one.
No.
I see an energy bar.
You pretty much can't die, actually.
Huh.
And you don't kill anything either, which is kind of interesting. This is kind of the same in... No, you could get killed in Jet Radio.
Yeah, those cops came after you with guns.
You couldn't kill them. You could just spray paint them, which would disable them for the rest of the level, I think. But in this, the way that they tried to recreate the running from the cops in this game, I don't really like, actually. I think the game probably could have done without it. There's enough challenges with the races and with the minigame called Game Ball, and trying to locate things and catch up to things. That's really where the challenge of the game comes in, being able to traverse the environment in the most efficient and the most efficient way possible, pretty much.
So when they tried to recreate the cops thing, did they ape it? Is it exactly the same?
No, actually, you get caught by cameras, and then drones will apprehend you and warp you to another part of the level, which is just really annoying when you're in the middle of a mission. Well, I'll talk about it more when we get to it, but I was so frustrated. What do you call it? DM'd these days. I messaged Ed on GChat because I was so pissed. I don't hate it as much as I did then, but it can be kind of annoying.
Yeah, you mentioned it has certain stealth elements that don't necessarily fit.
Yeah, we'll talk about the stealth later. That's not even the stealth. Those are my two major critiques of the game. Besides the menu, I guess, being not navigable with a controller easily, but the stealth is my biggest critique, and yeah, also the way that the cops, or not the cops, but the getting caught works.
So is there a proper end game here? Like you said, this is the last area, right? And your max level. So what are you supposed to be doing now, or what can you do?
I'm supposed to be progressing the story through missions, but I mostly just run around and have fun.
So there's still more story to do, but you can do it whenever.
Yeah, pretty much. You can pretty much do it at your leisure. So I want to get back to a different area in the game because I'm pretty much just running around goofing off. Oh, here we go. We can do this if you want to see what a mission looks like. If you find these spies, you chase them.
Okay.
And you catch them, and then you have to do it a certain number of times.
37
This is actually
times.
the most I've ever seen. I tried doing this one last night, I think, and I failed it. You only have a certain amount of time to catch up to them. So most of the challenge in the game just comes from getting from point A to point B. So here we're just getting from point A to point B repeatedly, and it's the same thing with the races.
Yeah, this is just like a race.
Yeah. In some of the races, you're racing against NPCs or other players if they're online and want to do the same mission as you, which actually doesn't happen that often because most people are at different parts in the game. So you don't really see too much of the other players or play with other players that often. I've done it a few times, but
how often do you actually see people though?
Not in this area very often, actually, because this is the the later area of the game.
Just trying to get a feel for how popular the game is, being that it's online and all. You know, you'd expect. I don't know.
Yeah, if you go in the first area, the one we were in before, you'll see a lot. You generally will see a lot more people online. But I was surprised that they actually included it in the game, because it's a lot of extra effort to do. So I was impressed that they did it at all.
Yeah, for a game like this, either it's, I guess, the main focus, or, I mean, it doesn't even have to be in the game, I would assume, right? Like, if it's perfectly enjoyable on its own.
Yeah, I think they could have done without it. There's no complaints with it. I think it's handled pretty well the way that they did it. So,
although we're hosting this game right now, right?
Yeah, we're hosting it. There's no dedicated servers.
Right. I had the same problem with Warframe, and I'm sure you did too. Warframe also used not dedicated servers.
Right.
So one person's always hosting it. If their internet is slow, then the whole server, I guess, for lack of a better word, will suffer.
I might not make this now. We'll see. Alright, we got him. Oh, come on. Sometimes you can't tell where he's gonna wind up. Where did he go? Oh, he's up there now? Alright. I'm gonna change direction. Did I get him? Oh, I got him. Okay, cool.
Now do it 2 more times. Is this a side quest?
Yeah. Yeah, I spent a lot of time doing side quests. Oh shit. I actually don't have enough rewind time to do that. Yeah.
So what do your rewards look like now? Because you're max level and you already have some good chips. Are the chips that you'll get now even stronger from side quests or whatever you're doing?
Yeah. As you progress in the game, you get better and better stuff. And if you have a high level of hacking and you find those containers, like we found one earlier, you can hack better containers. Some of the containers you actually can't open unless you have a high hacking level.
And for that, you have to throw away your current chips and equip hacking chips.
Right, or just equip your character for hacking. But it's less fun than equipping your character for speed, jumping, and things that actually affect the gameplay.
Yeah.
So I focused pretty much entirely on that. And there's also chips that increase your abilities in Game Ball, which is one of the other mini games in the game. One of the other games within the game. I guess the two major games that you can play with other players are the races and the Game Ball game. And the Game Ball game kind of plays like a sport type of game, so I'm not particularly good at it, and I didn't really enjoy it that much, to be honest. But it seems like it's pretty well made, so if you are into like a competitive sports kind of game, you might check it out. We'll probably actually check out Game Ball while we're in the sewer. This is the home base of our gang here. So this is kind of the central hub of the game. If you climb all the way up there, you can get to your home, your hideout, and you can see all the main characters hanging out, and there's some stuff to do up there too. We might not check that out, but that's like where your character lives in the story pretty much, is up there. I guess while we're here, there's a dust machine here, so we can get some arcane dust by scrapping some of our chips here. So let's just scrap a bunch of our chips just so we can show how this works. So we'll do some good ones here so we can see if we can get a decent one.
Are you trading these in for currency or for a chip?
This is for a random chip.
Okay.
So we'll see what we get here.
73% chance to get a better item.
Let's just use the best one. Let's see what we get. Yeah, so 50% chance to get a better item than what I've got here. Oh, we did. So we got a golden one. I think that's the second best, and that's a Game Ball chip, which I'm probably not going to use for anything. I'm probably not going to equip that on my character. And I've been just dusting all my chips, destroying them to try and get better ones, because I'm not really worried about starting another character. If I was going to really get into the game, I would probably save my chips and equip them on another character. Maybe have a character that's good at hacking and another character that's good at Game Ball. That's probably what you're supposed to do with them, but I'm just having fun. running around the environments and jumping off everything and doing tricks and just having fun with it. So that's what I'm going to get the most enjoyment out of doing. So that's what I equip my character for. So we can just dust a bunch of these. We can see if we can get another pet. It kind of feels bad because we're killing these, but I feel like we're killing these, and when we remove one of them, it's I feel like it's also killing it.
This interface looks a little bit clunky, especially if you're using a controller.
Yeah, it is a little bit. So that was we did not get a better chip that time. So you take your chances with the chips. Yeah, you don't. I wish you could just click on the chip.
Yeah.
Click on all 5 of the chips that you want instead of having to click, confirm, click, confirm, click, confirm.
Yeah,
and
even
it's
with
several
the mouse.
clicks each time. Yeah.
Yeah. If you're using the gamepad, I can't even imagine how tedious that would get if you were way into recycling those chips.
Yeah.
Yeah, some strange interface choices, I guess. Like you said, with the menus not being able to use the gamepad. I mean, you can use the gamepad, but as you saw in the beginning, it was like emulating a mouse, I guess, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
So what else is around here?
This is, I think we're in the races actually right now. No, this is the game ball. Yeah, this is where I wanted to be. I wanted to show game ball real quick. Let's see if we can do the mission. Here it is. This is the mission. I'm really bad at these, and my character's not leveled for this at all. But hopefully we'll be able to show how it works at the very least. Actually, this probably isn't the best game ball court. Let's do a different one. This one's kind of weird. Maybe number 3. Let's see what number 3 is.
Are you gonna play game ball with other players or NPCs?
If they show up, they have to show up. Yeah, this one's one of the cooler ones.
Do they know that you're about to play? Like,
yeah.
Did they get a message that says Jope is about to?
If they're in the area, they'll get a message.
Okay.
They'll see that someone is waiting in the mission. So.
But you can start without them, right?
Yeah, I usually do. There's really not. There's not too much player interaction in the game. Maybe when the game had first launched, when there were more people on, but. And if you wanted to play with a friend, I think it would be pretty easy. And I have played with other players. So see how it says waiting for every other player to be ready?
Right.
So right now on their map, on the other players' maps that are in this, on our server here, it will show that I'm waiting for them. But they're probably not going to come and join. They're probably busy doing story missions and stuff. So we're just going to start playing some game ball here. So the ball drops from the top. So all the characters kind of just... Oh shit, I went the wrong way. Didn't know which side was my goal. So you kind of just chase this ball around.
Is somebody holding on to that ball now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it shows you where the ball is at all times, which is really important because this would be extremely confusing if you couldn't tell where the ball was. The arrow also always points to where the ball is.
I'm still confused.
So if you play this with other players, you can probably get good at it and actually learn how to pass to your teammates and play it like a real sport. But when I play it, I was kind of just playing it to get through it because I wanted to progress the story and get to the next part.
Right.
One thing, another critique of the game is that it's kind of hard when you're first playing it to get your character to the right level to be able to do some of the challenges. Like some of the races, your character just won't be fast enough to do it, and they'll tell you that you need to pick up some chips in order to do this. But it kind of feels bad to erase the chips, especially early on because you don't have that many.
Right.
So you would level your character up, and you would have speed chips now, and you'd be able to do that race. But then the next challenge would be a jumping challenge. So you would need to erase all those speed chips that you just equipped so that you could do the jumping challenge. And then the next challenge is a grinding challenge, and then there's game ball challenges. So you have to keep on equipping your character with different chips and destroying your old chips in order to just progress the game, and it's necessary to progress through the story.
There's got to be a better way than that.
And it took me a really long time, probably because I was just having fun hopping around and parkouring everywhere, but it took me, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours to get through like the tutorial part of the game, basically, the proving yourself part of the game. See, I'm not even really playing the game, I'm kind of just having fun, just parkouring. I always get distracted. So there's the ball. You grab it.
So what's the goal here? You take the ball to
The hoop.
Okay.
It's kind of like an extreme version of basketball. But I keep losing the ball every time I get it. If you're holding the ball, you're slower. It slows you down, so the other characters can catch up to you. So it's sort of like playing horse in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
Oh.
If you've ever played that, when you have the crown in that, you're slower. So it kind of works like that in this. And when I was doing this challenge, it was really annoying because it took me forever to do it. It took me 3 tries to do it, and it's a full game of Game Ball, which is, I don't know, like 5 minutes long. And I wasn't equipped for it. I didn't have, yeah, my team's gonna lose also. But I wasn't equipped for it, and I couldn't jump high enough to even get it into the goal here.
Oh, really?
Oh, I fucking missed. Well, that's what you're supposed to do. Is you're supposed to run up the wall there and then throw the ball into the wall. What is he doing? Where's the ball? Did it fall through? It might have fallen through the
ball
floor
reset.
or something. But the ball resets if it disappears, or if no one picks it up for a while. If it winds up like out of bounds, it'll reset.
Yeah, it's kind of weird though, how you can start a game of Game Ball and then not physically be able to actually win.
Yeah, there's a lot of the game is like that in the beginning, where you just don't have the right chips to be able to win. And the way that I won this challenge, I don't know if it was a glitch or if it's a hand-holding mechanism, but I lost the match 2 times, and then the 3rd time, all of the other players did nothing. They couldn't pick up. They would run to the ball, but they wouldn't pick it up.
Huh.
And I just repeatedly grabbed the ball and threw it into the basket until I won. So it kind of holds your hand and like it just lets you. It either just lets you win or it was a glitch. I'm not sure which.
Either way,
I think it was holding my hand though.
I would hope it's a glitch though, because that's really that's kind of over the top holding your hand.
It's really hard. I don't play sports games, so it's kind of I'm not used to this kind of game. And yeah, you have to have some kind of you have to have your character set up to be able to play Game Ball, at least a little bit. They're not super strict. You don't have to have the highest level chips, obviously, because at that point in the game you just don't have any high level chips. But it's yeah, the progression in the game it doesn't quite feel right.
Kind of reminds me of a clicker, where you're always starting over, you know, and you might be a little bit stronger each time, but you're starting over with your progress a lot.
So anyway, we lost Game Ball.
We did.
We lost the race, we lost the Game Ball. This is going terribly. But we're not going to try again. I just wanted to show what Game Ball looks like.
The challenge shouldn't have been that hard. Did you improve your strength enough?
I did not. I have 0 strength chips. And the strength chips allow you to steal the ball.
I think the developers should hire a good editor too. Oh, my dog!
But I can jump and run and grind like a real bastard. So
what does grinding do, by the way?
It gives you points, and also it is a faster way of traveling.
Oh, okay.
You go a little bit faster when you grind.
What do points do in this game? You must have a million of them by now.
They level you up.
Oh.
It's a good way to level up, actually, doing tricks everywhere.
But you're max level, right?
Go. Yeah, I'm max level, so it doesn't really matter. It's kind of just for fun.
And if you start with another character, you start from the very beginning of, like, your level 1 or whatever, and you have to work back up to level 10?
Yeah. Yeah, and you have to use your chips. Your chips are collective, though. So any chips that I get with this character, I can use on any new character. So your new characters will be a lot better than your first character, because you won't be using cheap garbage chips. You can actually use some decently high-level chips. What was I going to talk about? Oh yeah, I was going to talk about the trick system, although this isn't a great place to do tricks. But if you ever played Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, it kind of works like that, but a much more simplified version. It's sort of like, I've never played it, but there's a game called Dive Kick, which apparently brings fighting games down to its most basic mechanics, like a 2-button fighting game. And this is basically like a 2-button tricking game. It works almost exactly like Tony Hawk, except there's only 1 trick button that does everything. It's the L trigger, which does your slide, which is basically a manual, if you've ever played the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater games. And in the air, if you press L, you do an air trick, like a grab trick. and you can grind. Can you guess what button you press to grind?
The same button.
It is L. So it's pretty awesome. And you can pretty much trick infinitely if you wanted to, I think. As long as you can keep the trick going and you don't slam your head into a ceiling or a wall, you can keep on tricking. And even if you hit a wall, you can wall grind, which is really fun. There's a short wall grind, but...
Now, I noticed that you're not on a skateboard or rollerblades, or what is it exactly that's allowing you to do this?
Super shoes.
They're super shoes.
I think so.
They have wheels on them or something?
No, I don't think so.
They're just like frictionless shoes, maybe?
Yeah, they're just really cool shoes. So as long as you're bouncing off walls, sliding on the ground, basically like a manual in Tony Hawk, or doing tricks in the air, your combo counter will just continue. I'm just going to stop the trick though because you can do this forever. So that's how you level up though. Oh, I got some prizes for that because it was a long trick. And I got 980 experience, which I guess is a lot.
It does look like one of those games that's just fun to mess around with for a while. Just, you know, do nothing in particular, just kind of fool around.
Yeah, that's what I've spent most of my time doing.
Yeah, it's easy to get distracted, I think. I think I understand.
Probably my favorite part of the game is the races. But those require a little bit of trial and error. Usually you fail at them the first 1 or 2 times that you try it, but once you get the hang of it, it feels good to be able to finish a race. So we'll probably do one race in here.
How did you hear about this game, Joe? Because
I think I saw it. I think I saw that there was a Kickstarter. It might have been right after the Kickstarter.
Okay, that was my question. Was it Kickstarted? The answer was yes.
So we can do one of these races. The first one is the easy one. The second one is a jumping race, I think. And the third one is the grinding race. I guess we'll do the third one. This one can be kind of annoying, but we'll try it.
I'm sure you'll do fine.
But I think it's the craziest one to see. Because the first race that we showed was kind of a boring one.
There's no like balancing mechanic when you're grinding, right? You just
No, you just grind. You just hold the button.
Okay.
It's similar to Jet Grind Radio. That game didn't really have a balancing mechanic. If you were grinding, you just could grind. Yeah, I think I have too much jump. Too much jump and too much speed.
So you have to destroy some of your jump chips a little bit.
No, I won't be doing that.
You won't be doing that.
That's another thing about the game is that you'll get used to the way that your character controls, and then you'll change your chips, and it'll feel a little bit different.
Yeah.
That's not really a major thing, because I think they wanted to have some kind of progression in the game, and that's what you would change.
This game is online, so all these changes are permanent, right? If you break a chip, it's gone.
Yeah.
So even if you wanted to just experiment and see how your character's changed, you have to commit to it.
Yeah. So one way that they could have done it is to make the chips rarer but make it so that you don't lose them when you unequip them. So they wouldn't have been able to give you as many chips as what they did. Yeah. So when I first did this race, I was much slower, had worse everything basically. Oh yeah, here actually there is a little bit of a grinding mechanic. These things on the wall will stop you unless you lean. You can see how the character leans a little bit there?
Yeah.
So you have to press left or right to lean around those. So that is one thing. I would bounce there, but I think I would bounce too high. So we're just going to keep going. The music is pretty cool.
Is it done in a particular style? Like, is it done in the Jet Grind Radio style?
Yes, it is.
This kind of sounds like that.
This song and one of the other songs is actually by Hideki Naganuma.
Really?
Yeah.
Was that part of the Kickstarter?
Yeah, that was on the Kickstarter.
Cool.
That they were going to have him do some or all of the music. I guess maybe they didn't meet their goal to get him to do all the music, but all the music in the game is pretty good. But the most memorable and the best songs are the Naganuma songs, I'm not going to lie. But
that's kind of to give it. You know?
Yeah, he's one of my favorite composers, really, of all time, not just game composers.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, a little too fast there.
So yeah, I can see where this would be trial and error if it was your first time doing this race and
Yeah.
you're saddened to find out that you have too much speed, so you have to destroy your speed chip, and then hope that you come across it later.
If you have too much speed, you just have to kind of pull back a little bit,
Right.
and slow yourself down so that you can catch those grinds properly. See, I do like this race a lot. It reminds me of the last level in Sonic Adventure 2.
Yeah, when you're in space.
Yeah,
that
had a
one.
lot of grinding in it. That was really fun. I used to play that level over and over again. So I really like this kind of game, like parkour, and I was a huge fan of Jack Bryan Radio. I probably beat the game, I don't even know how many times, at least 20, maybe 30. I don't know, a lot.
This does look pretty fun. Looks like one of those games you could spend 100 hours in just doing nothing, not even the story, just fooling around.
Yeah, that's probably what I'm going to wind up doing. I don't know if I'm ever going to beat the game. I actually thought I wouldn't beat the game because of a certain section, which actually I'll show that next. I'll show that stealth section.
Stealth
next.
section. Do you know if there's a definitive end to the game?
Yeah. I know that there is an end, but I have just been having too much fun. For the most part. That's the main reason why I haven't finished it, but also I thought I might not finish it because of the stealth section. I really didn't like it. I think it was unnecessary. I think a lot of modern games add stealth sections when they're not necessary. Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2 did it. Shantae and the Pirate's Curse did it. Mighty Number 9 did it. What else?
I mean, tons of games every
A lot
year
of games.
use stealth in a bad way.
Yeah.
Especially in a genre like this one, where it's completely counterintuitive and
This is a game where you want to be moving fast, and it feels really free. You can really go wherever you want, and to add stealth to it, it slows it down. And I've never seen a game that isn't a stealth game do stealth well when you just throw it in. I also don't particularly enjoy stealth games, so to throw it into a game where you're expecting a different kind of gameplay, it's kind of I think it takes away from it. So it kind of sucks to cut out an entire chunk of your game. But I think this game would have benefited from having that chunk of it just cut out.
That would
entirely.
be like if the new Doom game had sliding tile puzzles in it.
Yeah,
like it just doesn't belong.
Like they spent a lot of time making an entire area for that. This game has four areas to it basically. There's the sewer. There's the first overworld that you encounter. I guess there's the tutorial zone, but that doesn't really count. That's not like a fully fleshed out area. But yeah, we've got the sewers, the starting area, the ending area, and there's the bridge between the starting area and the ending area, which is the prison. Which is my least.
Right.
This is a game about having fun, and I kind of get where they're going with it, with the getting caught by the cameras. And actually, we haven't shown that yet because I haven't gotten caught by a camera. But we will surely see it when I go to the prison.
Now, have you memorized these areas, or is there a map that you've been using?
There are maps, but I don't think... No, there's no map in the two overworld areas. There's a map in the sewer and a map in the prison. The map in the prison isn't particularly useful, though.
So the route that you're taking right now is just from experience, right? Just from doing it.
Yeah, I kind of forget exactly where to go, though.
It does seem like a really large game, though.
It is. It's really big, and
there's no map, and it's giant.
Yeah, you don't really need it though, because you can press the L bumper or the Y button, and it kind of shows you where things are. See, that's my goal right now, is go to administrative district. So and it tells you where to go, and there's an arrow that tells you where to go for the main quest. But we can also see how you can faintly see like where it says help Wada Box and help Bloob. You can do those. Those are side quests. So it tells you where your destinations are.
Okay, so it doesn't just throw you in and leave you with nothing.
Right. Yeah, I don't really think that the lack of a map system is really a big issue. I barely use the maps. We can purposely get caught by a camera here. These are everywhere. And you can't always see them that well. They're just kind of a red light. So we were spotted.
But you escaped, right?
Yeah, I did escape. That one actually all it does is set a set a laser barrier at that door, it looks like. But some of those cameras will send a drone after you, and the drone will capture you and teleport you to an area that's you don't want to be, which is just really annoying when you're trying to have fun. I think what they were trying to do was recreate all the aspects. Oh, I never got that one. Those are collectibles. I think they were just trying to recreate Jet Grind Radio in basically every aspect.
Even if it didn't necessarily
Right, if it didn't
make it more fun.
Yeah, it didn't really add to the game. Except for the stealth. They added that. Jet Grind Radio didn't really have stealth to it. So we're trying to figure out how to get to the prison here.
Buy the game? Seriously, I should do it? That's somebody talking on this server about how he pirated the game?
Yeah, they allow people who didn't pay for the game onto the server. I don't know if they can prevent them from getting onto it or something, but they're branded with a snarky remark like, "I don't support indie developers," or "I should really buy the game."
Wow.
So if you didn't buy the game, you get branded.
That's cool.
Let's destroy this sign here.
I'm also surprised that they let him on at all, but...
Huh. I didn't get enough speed to destroy that sign. You're supposed to destroy all these red signs, but if you don't hit them with enough speed, you don't destroy it. So let's see if we can get it now. Oh, that wasn't enough speed. Alright. But if you destroy enough of those signs, you get a mission completed and you get some chips for it. You get chips thrown at you constantly in the game, and there's hidden containers everywhere that give you chips, but I've already collected most of those. I got one earlier, but...
I mean, how often do you come across chips that are actually useful to you now?
Pretty much never.
It's like
it's like getting dust.
Yeah.
Hearthstone or something.
Like your arsenal's pretty much set up now.
Yeah. Alright, here's a camera. We can get caught by this camera if we want.
Oh boy!
So now I'm detected, but we're not getting chased. That was another one that just sets up a barrier. A lot of them just set up barriers, so those ones aren't quite as annoying.
Why is there a timer at the top of the screen? Is that just counting up how long you've been here?
I think so, yeah. I think that's all that one is for. Anyway, this is the prison.
This is the area that you hated, right?
This is I was gonna stop playing the game. Not stop playing it entirely. I was just gonna have fun and do the side quests and just have fun running around, because I really didn't want to do this part. I actually looked up a walkthrough after I was stuck here for about an hour, because here, I'll show you the map. It's kind of hard to figure out where to go from the map, because you see how some of the parts are disjointed. You can't tell exactly where you need to go, and there's secret ways to get into each of these, and I still don't actually know exactly what you're supposed to do. Also, B doesn't close the map. I keep doing that, and it sets you back.
Oh,
it rewinds.
Great.
You have to press start to get out of the map.
Right.
You can't pause the game because it's an online game.
Right.
So to get across these tiles here, we have to sneak. So if you can you guess which button sneaks? It's the L button.
The L button, yeah.
The L button does pretty much everything, which is brilliant in this game, the way that works. So this mission, we're supposed to disable all these computers. I already did it because I used a walkthrough, and it still took me like 5 tries while using a walkthrough.
So you have to sneak past those cameras.
Yeah, if you get caught by those cameras, then you get chased by a drone, and if the drone catches you, then it puts you in prison. And once you unlock this prison, actually, if you're in one of the overworld areas and you get caught by a drone 3 times in a row, you go to this prison, and you have to escape from the prison and then go back outside and then go back to what you were doing. It takes like 5 minutes sometimes to get back to doing what you were doing. So the punishment system in the game is pretty annoying, actually. I think that the challenge in the game, the challenge of just doing the races and playing game ball and chasing those drones like you saw earlier, I think that's enough challenge, really, that failing at those type of missions is enough of a punishment that you have to redo the missions. I don't think they really need a system of getting caught and randomly teleporting the player around. So yeah, this is one of the most annoying parts.
Is this where you were stuck for a while?
I got caught here a couple of times. You don't really know exactly where to go. I've been detected.
What? How? I didn't even see.
Yeah, it was the camera up there that detected me. So yeah, okay, well, we're gonna go to jail now.
Wow.
Actually, we might not. We'll see where it teleports me. At your 3rd offense, you'll be transferred. Okay, so we actually didn't have to go to jail, but we just have to do the whole level over again.
That's really annoying.
So I'm kind of just doing the basic path that you're supposed to do for this stealth section. I mean, if it was a stealth game, this would be okay, I guess. It would be like an okay stealth game, not like a fantastic one. But this whole section could have been cut out of the game, in my opinion, which is a harsh thing to say, but I think the game would have been a lot better without this section. I would rather have just been allowed to go to the end game area rather than have to do this to get through it. It felt like a relief to get through it. That's something that we talk about sometimes, is that you should feel accomplished. A game should, if it's designed well, it should make you feel accomplished to finish an area or to beat a level, or
not relieved.
To do whatever the goal is. Not relieved that it's over and that you get to continue having fun. Because that's what this felt like. Just getting through this was a relief, and then the next area is really fun. I like the design of the administrative district, is what it's called. I enjoyed it. And I enjoyed the design of the first area, and I enjoyed the design of the sewers. Everything about those 3 areas was awesome, and if the game was just those 3 areas, I kind of did that on purpose, just so that we could get back to the entrance here, because I don't really want to show any more of this. But yeah, if it was just those 3 areas, I think it would be fine. I don't think they needed anything else. Oh, I didn't get to jail. Should we show? We'll probably get caught at some point. But we can just run back outside because we got caught there.
Is there a way to lower you have like 2 wanteds now? Is there a way to lower that so you don't go to jail the next time you get caught?
Actually, I think we can yeah, we can. There are objects in the overworld. There are police terminals that are for some reason just on the streets. But you can hack those and erase your criminal data.
Oh,
so
okay. They give you the option at least.
Yeah, they are nice in that way. What else can we do?
What's that thing?
This is a teleporter. We can use that to... I actually never really mess around with the teleporters. But you can teleport.
Wow. This looks like a huge city.
Yeah, it's pretty big and pretty awesome. Like the design, the colors, the characters are fun. The control is amazing. It's awesome. The parkour control, I love it. Like, I could just do this for hours on end, and I have done this. Like, with barely doing any quests. Like, I'll just run around, and if I see a guy that needs a fetch quest done or whatever, I'll do it. But actually, we can show one of the quests that I haven't done, I guess. Just to wrap things up here. Or I could get caught by the camera and show you how fun it is to escape from prison. It's not particularly fun.
No.
I'll just say that.
Fun.
I might get caught here. Oh, I did.
Oh.
So we can also run away. I think if we run far enough, it'll lose sight of us. But here's a mission. But we're not going to be able to do it because we're going to go to prison. We're going to jail. You're going to the slammer.
Cool.
Jope. It's time for you to go to the slammer, Jope.
You deserve it for having fun.
Now there are 2 different, hopefully we get the easy one. There's 2 different ones of these. Oh, this is the unknown. I don't like this one very much, but they're both pretty easy. So you have to escape from prison. You hack the cell. Then for this one, what you have to do is you have to go down here, and it's always the same. It's not fun. You scan this, and then you use your rewind button to get back up here, and then you can...
You're timed?
Yeah, you have 5 seconds for that switch to go off. You can't get in here unless you hit that switch. This is blocked off by lasers normally. Actually, I'll show you. See those lasers? When you hit the switch, it turns those lasers off. So now we're back out in the lobby. We were interrupted from what we were doing. We were having fun, and... Oh, I went the wrong way. And then we have to go out here, and we go back to the main district, the Haven District, it's called. This is the first area of the game. This is probably the most fun area of the game. I think putting this up front, I think, was a good choice. So yeah, now we're back out here, and we have to... If we were in the middle of something that we were actually trying to do, we'd be pretty annoyed right now. Oh, here's a container that I won't be able to hack because I don't have the right hacking level. So I wish I would have found this last night when I had my hacking gear equipped, but I don't want to destroy all my best chips just so that I can hack one container. It won't be worth it.
Look at all those pirates. There's 2 right there. There's one.
Yeah.
I just saw another one.
Oh, I just saw a join mission. We could have joined somebody's mission, but it just started. Oh, there's also a custom mission creator in the game. I don't know how good it is. I didn't really play with it at all, but you can make your own races and invite other players to join them, which I think Above and Beyond. I think they really put a lot of effort into that. I mean, I don't know if they put a lot of effort into it specifically, but they put a lot of effort into this game just in general. There's really a lot to it, and too much at times, actually. With the, like, for instance, with the stealth.
Yeah.
But most of the Above and Beyond parts of the game are more than welcome.
Genji has joined the mission.
Can you throw the... Oh, this one's hard. I actually couldn't do this one. I mean, we can try it. So what we have to do is we have to follow the arrow to first grab his sushi, and then we have to throw it away for him. Wait! Oh, there's somebody else here!
Yeah.
Doing the mission with me. So
He's
what do
Genji,
I do?
and he pirated the game.
He did pirate the game. Actually, I've not done this kind of mission with another player yet.
I guess...
So, alright, hopefully he knows what he's doing.
I don't even know what happened. He's gone.
Yeah, well, I gotta wait for another sushi to appear, I think.
You're cooperating, right? This is not competitive.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is a cooperative type of mission. So he's got the sushi box. I don't really need to do anything. This is kind of a bad example because I'm not actually going to have to do anything here. I can just fuck around while this guy attempts to do the mission. Oh, cool. We got one of our hollow propagandas, though.
Maybe he's trolling you. Maybe he's not going to do the mission.
Left. I think I just left the mission.
Huh?
That's alright. Yeah, we'll see if we can find a mission here. Oh yeah, you can spray paint. You can spray paint anywhere you want, actually, but there's specific areas, specific spots that if you spray paint, you get just points towards a mission, basically. If you spray paint a certain number of areas, you get some points. Let's see, what does this guy want? Oh yeah, he just tells you to cover the propaganda posters with paint, which is what I was just describing. So that's not actually a specific mission, that's just an ongoing type of mission.
But that's not necessarily a huge part of this game like it was with Jet Grind Radio?
No, yeah, Jet Grind Radio, the whole... I mean, every level you had to spray paint certain areas, and you had to get them all spray painted to complete the level. But in this, it's kind of just a side mission thing. Great secret. I'll never tell anyone that you can grind all the barriers of the city. I have to grind all the outside invisible walls, I guess. I guess you can grind those. So that wasn't a mission. That was just a guy that wanted to talk to us. Alright.
Yeah, it does seem like a lot of fun once you really dig into it. But
yeah, overall I really like the game, and I think that it's worthwhile. It's just getting through that stealth section, really.
Yeah.
If you like stealth, maybe you'll actually enjoy that part, or at least be able to get through it. But I think if you put a stealth section in a game that isn't a stealth game, you should make it very easy. And it wasn't easy, for me at least. Like, I'm not very good at stealth games. I'm not really good at tedious maneuvering and waiting. I find it to be boring and frustrating when you get caught. Oh, there was one of those side missions. Actually, we're falling down into the sewer area here. And that's
great.
Not good. Oh, here's a challenge. There's a challenge over here, though. Maybe we can... Oh, this is a game ball thing. No, I don't really want to do that. Here's a good place to trick, though. I mean, the whole game is basically a playground for doing fun tricks and getting to high places that you wonder how you can get to. I mean, it's just a joy to explore and control. I think that is the biggest strong point of the game, and I do think that alone is worth the price of entry. Even if you don't get past the stealth part, I think just the beginning of the game, just tricking around this area, is still worth the price of entry. So we just went back into the sewers at the home base area. I just wanted to show this real quick. This is kind of this is where you start the game usually, and well, not the very beginning of the game, but when you load in after you've discovered this part of the game, this is where you start. So you can look around, you can see everybody's room.
Can you design your own room too?
No, you can't. They didn't add that. But there's a bunch of fan art on this wall, which was probably something from the Kickstarter, so that's pretty cool.
Nice.
They included all that. Oh, what's this? Oh, it's a codex. Never mind. And you can talk to all the main characters and stuff up here. They're always in about 16 places at once, the main characters. So anyway, I just wanted to show that real quick. And you can also do this, which I really like doing.
Nice. Wow, bounce really high.
Actually, we might be able to get back up. Oh, we could have if we timed that, if we did that just right.
So hover.
Check it out on Steam. And thanks again.
Yeah, thanks
to
again to
Midgar
those
Studios, Fusty
Games, Palladius, and Plugin Digital. Hover Revolt of Gamers.
And thanks for watching. That's about all. Peace out.